When you have someone that comes back to you and reaches back to you to say, hey, I didn't take a good test scores, or I was bad on my test, I said, well, this is what you could do instead of, trying to look at everything all at once. Break it down section by section. Give yourself a little bit of time, go away from the project, come back to it, refocus, and then we're going to go ahead and do it again.
Quatrell Walker is a U.S. Army veteran, entrepreneur, and speaker. From surviving an IED in Iraq to mentoring youth, he inspires the next generation with his 3 Ps. Practice, patience, and perseverance.
But once you get to that level of I'm above par or where I thought I was going to be inside, that gives them the feeling of, okay, I can do this.
What's up, everybody? This is Ryan VanOrnum back with another edition of the Milpreneur Podcast powered by Cynergists. Go check out Cynergists. They are your scalable operations company that helps you grow exponentially faster at a fraction of the cost. Check out Cynergist.com. Today, I have Quatrell Walker on today. I apologize for that. But how are you doing, my friend?
Man, blessed. Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Absolutely. Dude, it's an honor to have you on, man. And dude, we were just talking off air, and I'm just so excited to be able to share your message about what you got going on, because you got such a powerful, motivating factor, one, and two, just the story behind it all, man. I can't wait to dive into it. But before we get into that message piece of what you got going on, I think it's very important of where you came from. And it starts in the military side of stuff. I mean, of course it starts before that, but really like learning more about what you did while your time in, I think it's going to help people really understand the message that you're portraying now.
100%. I mean, to touch back basis on that, when you're talking to military, we all have our avenues, and the avenue I was going down wasn't a good one, so I used that as an escape, to get me out of the situations, that the crowds and the people that I was running with. So got myself out of that, and it pretty much gave me a whole reform of a 180. So my first duty station ever was the old guard. So, I mean, it really wasn't the real necessary Army, kind of like toy soldiers of the Army, but I felt good coming out of basic training to be selected to go to the old guard. So not everybody's getting ready to be a ceremonial escort for the president, and I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
The unit I was attached with was the caisson platoon, so that was really cool to be able to work with the horses and the equine industry, so I got a lot of background in that. You wouldn't know that by looking at me, but yeah, horses, go figure. But, I mean, my first big stint, man, that opened my eyes up was when 9/11 happened. I mean, when the planes came in, hit the Pentagon, Our station, our base was the first one to get activated pretty much to assist in casualty and assess damages and things of that nature. So that was a real wake-up call. And from there, you can't stay in the old guard. I moved on to Germany and was out at 17FA, Field Artillery Unit. So once we got there, this was the whole Operation Enduring Freedom for Iraq. And that we actually were stationed up north, our FOB. We were pretty much almost at the top, FOB Summerall, a couple clicks out from Mosul. But yeah, a lot of humbling experiences. I mean, to the point where you're losing a lot of your friends, your comrades, and it takes a toll on you. So it's like, how do you deal with these things? And myself actually being one of those guys that could have been memorial. So I was hit with an IED. Our vehicle was hit in 2004. Yeah. And thankfully, it didn't have the impact that they thought it was going to have. So I still have my fingers and toes, but just battling with like the PTSD aspect, that's internal. So after that, man, I came back to Fort Drum, and after I was hit, it was kind of like, you know what? It's an epiphany, a light bulb moment. Like I'm expendable. I really took a deep, thought, like I don't want to have that flag going over, to my mom and having these guys knocking on her door. So I was like, you know what? I could have been a lifer and stayed in, but the grass is greener on the other side. So my passion, I look back to what it is that I love to do, and that was working with cars. Yeah, I was really good with it in high school, and I just kept pursuing it as a hobby. I already had a great government job, and I basically worked myself out of work, from my hobby that turned to my passion. Now it's a full thriving gig where I teach, coach, and mentor others in the detailing capacity in the industry. Great feeling. It's a really great feeling. So showing myself that, okay, these guys are able to do it. They're making 6 figures. So let me go ahead and take it the next step. Let's go a little further. And that's what I aligned myself up with, the team of John Maxwell. Those guys are awesome, phenomenal staff and people, as well as my mentor, Les Brown. I worked with him. I worked with Anthony Trucks, Eric Thomas, Jeremy Anderson, a lot of the heavy hitters that are out there, giving their message. So for me, it was, how do I craft my message, put my message together so it actually will resonate, and who do I want to target? So the biggest thing for me and my target demographic is our youth. I mean, that's our future generation, and that's our tomorrow. So I want to really, hone in on them and let them know that anything's possible if you're able to apply yourself. So I do that with the 3Ps method that I put together, which is practice, patience, and perseverance. So if you can use that within your life, practice your craft, have patience with yourself, you're going to be able to persevere and endure anything that comes your way and always rise on top.
Absolutely love that message, bro. And one of the things that I find so intriguing about like the younger generation right now is being able to teach grit and perseverance, man, because I feel like it's lacking in our society as a whole. So like what you're preaching, and what you're portraying, and having people understand how to take that and understand, like, dude, life is not going to be completely easy for you, but if you have that determination, if you have that perseverance, if you have a little bit of grit to you, it's amazing what doors can open up for you, man. So thank you for sharing your message with the younger generation.
Yeah, it's really good. I really they light right up, man. When you see the kids and they're like, man, it's okay to embrace the idiosyncrasies and my little weird quirks and the things that, somebody might, make fun of you about. But don't worry about that other person. I teach them, stay in your lane, focus on what makes you happy, and if someone, is talking out the side of their neck, that's not the type of people you want to be around. You know what I mean? So everything speaks for itself. You just have to show them the light a little bit. I mean, the educational system, no fault to them, but I mean, they're there for a reason, and that's to teach, the numbers, X's and O's, and get things to go. But to have that, personal aspect and dig deep inside of the kids and ask them, what do you truly want to do with yourself and your life, and what are you good at? And that some of them have a hard time answering it. So I basically have to break it down to them. Yeah, we live in a fast food society. I get it. Everything is right now. So just take the time and think about what you love to do and just build on that. Well, I don't know. I don't know what I love to do. What do you get lost in that your mother or your father have to pull you away from? Okay? Whether it's, working outside, or whether you're drawing, or whatever it is, that's your gift. If you get lost in whatever it is that you're doing, that should be a light bulb moment to say, okay, this is what I really truly love to do.
Absolutely, man. And it's like being able to channel that for so many younger people, they're caught up. I mean, this is the way I look at it too. Like I have a master's degree in education myself, and feeling like there's, especially talking to the younger male generation, like we don't learn the same way as like females do a lot of times. We're kinesthetic learners, man. Like you got to learn with your hands. You got to touch and feel some, like changing the oil on your car, or like, going out and, doing manual stuff. Like I think it gets overlooked a lot of times. And for what you're saying is like, go out and find what that modality works for you. That's such a big benefit from hearing like a different voice from somebody else that's not their parents. Like, let's go try something new, or try something that it has a calling for you, and watch what grows from it. That's really cool stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you got to look at it in the context how I paint a picture for them. It's like we have 8 billion people on the planet, okay? So, I mean, out of all these people, 1%, if you can, a half a fraction of 8 billion, okay? They're going to be interested in what you have to offer, what you're good at, okay? So if you are going to chase the check, sometimes later on in life, it just takes over you. You don't love it. The fire burns out because you were doing it for the money. Monetarily, that's going to catch up to you. And you're going to be like, man, what? Monday comes around and you ask, oh, man, it's Monday, dreadful Monday. I got to go into work and deal with X, Y, or Z that's on my table. You know what I mean? But when you love what you do, let's go. It's weekend every day. I love what I do,
Yeah, I mean, and it makes those hard times easier to deal with and swallow through. Like, I mean, that's what helps build perseverance, man. If you you have an absolute passion for it, you're not going to be like, deuces, I'm out at any time that there's a hard challenge. Like, it's like, nope, saddle up, time to roll. Like, find my beer, like, hold my beer. I got this stuff, you know? You know what I'm saying?
That's it. It's funny you say that, because Einstein basically said a quote. He said, "It's not that I'm smart, it's that I stick with problems long enough."
Yeah.
I mean, when most people nowadays, when they come into a problem, they shut right down.
Right.
Or it's not for them, or they'll just push it away, and as if the problem's going to go away, okay? Or they try to seek help, instead of trying to work through it on their own. Help is great, but don't let that help be an enabler. You see what I mean? Because now you're really not learning. You're getting the outside source to come and help you, which is good. But just make sure if you're doing that, you're learning from it. So therefore, you don't have to go ask that help again. Now you receive the information and you know what you're supposed to be doing. So a little help is good, but the first sign of adversity, people are always reaching for, trying to have the help. I like to do it on my own, work through the problems and find out where did I fail at, and then go ahead and make the solution for that, because I'm not insane.
Right. The other thing too is, man, when you have a calling, or like you have a deep passion for something that you do, you're able to continue to find motivation into continuing to push and scale up, man, like grow into it. Because, with the passion that I have for helping others, especially my vets build businesses, like I can't turn it off. Like it just continues to push. And I'm sure you're the same way with your group of people that you're helping, sculpt their lives. Like the people that are on my team, I want them to have a better life. So I'm going to be exponentially working harder to grow that for not just myself. It's a greater good across the board. And I'm sure you're the same way with what you do.
Yeah, it's the definition of being a true leader, man. I mean, you want to be able to lead someone and have them supersede what you're doing. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I don't need to be on the limelight or any of that, Each one teach one. So if you can do it better than what I'm doing, that's what we're striving for. That's what true leadership is,
Absolutely. So what are you most proud about this journey that you're on?
Oh man, just the impact, Like I said, when you have someone that comes back to you and reaches back to you to say, hey, this is what I'm doing now. I've got, for an example, I didn't take a good test scores, or I was bad on my tests. I said, well, this is what you could do instead of, trying to look at everything all at once. Break it down section by section. Give yourself a little bit of time. Now take 15 minutes, go away from the project so your brain's not getting overload. Come back to it, refocus. Now let's go ahead and get that azimuth nice and tight, and then we're going to go ahead and do it again. Shoot at it again. And next thing you know, man, I got an 85 or I had a 90, you know what I mean? Almost at 100. But once you get to that level of I'm above par, or where I thought I was going to be inside, that gives them the feeling of, okay, I can do this. That's so dope. It's really great. One of my clients I work with, she said, I want to do closet organization. I said, okay, I've never heard of that market and that niche. So we basically cultivated a game plan for her. And this has been since April, and now she's off, man. She's doing her own jobs and getting things done. I said the biggest thing is that you have to be consistent. I said we don't get results overnight. I said you have to be consistent. I told her, I said, imagine if you had your Instagram, your Facebook, and everything that you wanted to do, like as far as posts back in April. Imagine how much more busier you'd be now if you were posting content back then. So right. I said it's just a consistency aspect, So and following through with what you want to do.
Absolutely, 100%, man. I couldn't have said it better. So, one thing that I find really interesting when you transition from like the military or like civilian life in a government job is to that entrepreneurial mindset, is like being able to re-articulate in your mind how to measure success. So, how have you done that, man?
I mean, that's a great question, because everyone's level of success is different. Mm-hmm. How you perceive success to say, okay, I'm comfortable and I'm able to have a steady living, a quality of life, or whatever the case may be. That's great for some people. Some people want to have success to be like, oh, you see me here, the glitz and glam and all of that. I like to say every level is another devil, pretty much. So you have to be ready for that. And some people want that success and they're not ready for it. So if you're walking by faith and not by sight, everything will all fall in line if you're good on the inside with the man above, you know, and he'll give you everything on its time when its time is right and ready for you. So my definition of success is being comfortable at where I'm at, not having stress. I have a great quality of life. Family's great. Kids are happy. And as long as that mold and everything is still together and maintaining, listen, I'm not complaining.
I couldn't have said it better myself, man. Well said. One of the things that we do on this the Milpreneur Podcast is do a little bit of rapid fire action on some personal stuff so people get a better understanding of where you come from and how that articulates across the board. Is that something you're up for right now?
Hey, shoot it. Let's go.
Shoot or shoot, right? All right.
That's it.
All right, here we go. So, like, what book are you reading right now?
Actually, I have the 16 Laws of Communication from John Maxwell. I also have, I got another one. Finishing up on this. Cut off on you real quick. This is the one I had here. So I'm reading the rest of the chapters out of the book that I co-authored with. So I like to read, man. Reading is critical. Blessed and Unstoppable, Billy Alsbrook's great book. So anything that's going to keep me in the right frame of mind and keep me driven to go. So you want to have that constant positivity. If you're not getting it from outside sources, you should be feeding yourself with that.
Very cool, man. Are you an early bird or a night owl?
Sometimes I say in the equilibrium. It just all depends on, you know, what the day holds. So I usually get up. My mornings are about 6:30, sometimes 5 if I'm going to the gym. I mean, you got to keep your tempo right. So I always want to get out there, work out, keep myself fit and active. So when I'm doing speeches and presentations and things, I'm not sluggish. So I have that energy. Sometimes if I'm working on a project at night, you know, when you have your own jack of all trades, you got to be the media guy, the marketer. You got to do a lot of these things. So sometimes burn the midnight oil.
I love it, man. What about, do you have a bucket travel list spot that you still want to travel to?
Yeah, I think just going to see pretty much the 7 wonders of the world. Niagara Falls here in New York. I've been there, seen that. I like to get out to like the Grand Canyon, you know, go to see the pyramids out in Giza. So, I mean, there's a lot of different places that I'd like to go see. The Mayan pyramids, you know, all these wonderful places that are mystical and mysterious type, you know. So I'm definitely going to be on that travel list to get out there.
That's dope. All right. So if you had a historical figure, either alive or deceased, who would you want to have dinner with?
Man, it's a tough one, man. To be honest, I have to look at someone, and she's an icon. She's an icon. So you got Maya Angelou. Love to have a conversation with her.
Yes.
But Harriet Tubman, like I want to know what your mindset was, you know, knowing that you got a certain bounty on your head, but yet you risked your life every day to go bring people from slavery and bring them to the free world. You know what I mean? Bring them free them from everything.
I love that.
I mean, that's somebody I would really like to be like, man, what were you thinking here? You know, because that's man, that's hard to say, man. You really can't describe that.
I love that. Thank you for such a great answer and a candid one as well. In terms of like, what are you drinking for beverage? Like coffee, tea, energy drink, soda? What do you?
Yeah. I mean, I don't really carbonate a lot of soda. That's no good. You put bad in, you get bad out. So you don't really want to have that. You might feel good off the sugar for a little bit, and then you're going to crash.
Right.
So I'm an alkaline guy, water, high alkalinity, keep the body right. But if I'm having coffee, it's mushroom coffee, man. I'll give you my inside secret. So
there you go.
Yeah, I like to have my mushroom coffee, and that'll keep me going. Mental focus and clarity.
I love it. If you had one superpower, what would it be?
Man, I don't know, man. I think if I had a superpower to be able to touch somebody and heal like disease. If you're sick, you know, I'm going to touch you like almost like Jesus. I'm going to heal you. You know what I mean? I want to be the healer. So I'm trying to do that with words because a lot of people don't understand is that your words are like magic. So if you talk bad and your vocabulary is not, you know, good, you're going to have bad things within your life happening to you. So if you feel sick and act sick and talk about being sick, next thing you know, you're going to be sick, you know? So our tongue is the most powerful thing we have. So, I mean, I'm very careful with the words that I say and the things that I choose in my vocabulary. And I try not to speak anything negative because it'll come back and it'll get you one way or the other.
Man, that is deep. And I love that. Great answer. 2 more. Okay. We got, it sounds like you eat pretty clean, but what, do you have a favorite cheat meal?
Well, I don't know, man. It's kind My cheat meal. I mean, I can say I chalk it up to the American dream. I'll stuff my face with a nice little big pie, New York style pizza pie.
There we go. There we go. Okay.
And I'm suffering because I'm back in the gym trying to get it off me.
I love it, man. I love it. And then finally, like, what's bumping on your workout playlist?
Motivation stuff, man. I got Eric Thomas. I got Billy Allsbrooks, Zig Ziglar, Icky Johnson. I mean, a lot of these guys that are just motivating you to keep doing better, working on yourself. I mean, the biggest thing throughout life is self-mastery, and what I mean by that is when you're able to master yourself, that means you can control the outcomes of anything and everything. So if somebody's talking to you in a negative mindset or tone or trying to get under your skin, you have the choice to either let that come into your bubble and mess up your whole day and give them that same negative energy back. And that's not going to lead to any good outcome. Or you have the choice to shut it down, So 9 times out of 10, I shut it down. I'll give you a hug instead, man. You ain't going to argue with me when I'm giving you a hug. Man, you need a hug.
I love it, man. Very cool. Yeah, I'm a ET boy myself, and Marcus Taylor is one of my favorites as well. Yeah,
nice.
Very cool, man. Well, you made it through rapid fire with flying colors, man. Thank you so much for being a good sport on that.
Hey, I'm just giving you the authenticity, man. That's me.
Definitely. So we got a couple questions to wrap up here. One of the things that I ask a lot of my guests is, man, if you could go back in time and to that like the week before you go into basic training, if you were time traveling, you could go talk to younger Quatrell. Okay, what one piece of advice would you give him?
Get your ASVAB score up. Yeah. But I mean, everything happens for a reason. My job in the service, I love what I did. We was killer cooks, and then I went to the loggy side. Making things move and facilitate. So, I mean, I wouldn't change anything because that's what made you, and I still love making food and chefing up stuff. That's why I'm eating clean and do the right things, all that kind of good stuff, because it's already instilled in me. But I wouldn't change it, man. I mean, if I had to, I'd say get that score up and maybe I'd be flying some Apaches or doing some other cool stuff, but I'm okay with where I was.
Very cool, man. Conversely, where do you see yourself in like the next 5 years?
The next 5 years, man, I'm trying to impact at least 100,000 students, man. I mean, it's a grind. I want to get out to these in the schools, help these kids out, open up their mind and let them know that they're our generation tomorrow. If they're not getting it at home, because that's a lot of the problem too, is that when you see problems, behavioral problems, attendance problems, it usually stems from the home. So, I mean, I like to get with the parents as well as the student, but getting with the student to let them know, hey, you're not always going to get your parents right, but you could get yourself right. You see what I mean? So,
absolutely, man. And I could talk to you for hours, bro. I feel like you have such a powerful message to be able to continue to spread to the masses. If people are interested in your services, how can they get a hold of you, bro?
Yeah, they can check me out on my website. It's quatrellwalker.com. That's easy, first name, last name. If they're looking to get in contact for the bookings or whatnot, they can just go to bookingquatrellwalker@gmail.com. But I'm transparent, man. I'm the people person just like you. So the number's 315 area code 965-3030. You're going to get the one and only. I'm going to talk to you. You might go through the Google Voice for a moment, but you're going to get me and we can conversate and see what kind of needs you have and what services I can provide for you.
Quatrell, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on the show today, man. Thank you so much for being a part of it. You are just a delight to have on here, and I love hearing that positive message being spread across the masses. Keep doing what you're doing big things, bro. Appreciate you so much.
Thank you for having me, Ryan. It's a blessing, man. And stay strong and focused. I love what you got going on. I appreciate it.
Absolutely, man. Thank you again. This is Ryan VanOrnum signing off from the Milpreneur Podcast powered by Cynergists. And until next time, everyone, stay blessed. Take care, everyone.